more of just an emotional thing where singing is you do have to have the emotion with it, obviously, but you have to keep it in key. So it might be, I think, more challenging.
What do you expect diehard fans to think of the new album? And do you ever pay attention to the critics?
Well, our diehard fans are going to love our new stuff. We feel like our fans like us because of what we are and who we are and the way we think. And people love Beautiful Tragedy and love the songs on that record. And they're going to love this one, too. The critics, critics are critics, and they're always going to criticize, and they're going to analyze, and they're going to pick it apart. And I don't hate the critics, but I definitely don't listen to what they say as far as, well, they said this, so now we have to do this, or anything like that. We just do what we want to do, and we write the songs that we want to write, and we hope that the fans like them. The critics, they're going to criticize it because that's their job. We hope they like it too because they're people, and if they like it, cool. If they don't like it, then oh well. That's we're just not going to feed into the negativity.
What do I expect diehard fans are going to think of the new material? I'm praying and hoping that they're going to love it. And as far as critics are concerned, as far as fans and critics are concerned, I think what fans want us to do is be ourselves and follow our hearts. And that's what this album is, especially for me, my vocals. And I really, in my lyrics, I lay my heart out on the table, and I do what my heart tells me to do and what I'm drawn to do, with my heart and my stomach. And I can't worry about who's going to love it or not love it, or if it's good enough for someone or not good enough. I have to go with my core and what I feel. And I think that critics and fans, will have to respect that.
What do you hope to personally accomplish with this new record?
Obviously, I want people to get it. I want people to kind of feel what we're putting into it. And I think, obviously I want my career to flourish and do everything it can. I want to be able to live my life happy with singing and with touring and just do the best that I can do with my dreams that I have, so I want to push it as far as we can.
Personally, I hope to accomplish the next step for in this moment, just better than the last time. I'd love to get to the point where we can do this without any financial worries, as far as like where we live and how we live when we're not touring, when we're not working. But the main goal to accomplish is to take this to the next step, and just every time we do something to have it be better than the last time. We just don't want to go backwards.
Now, the first single and video is for the track Forever. Can you tell us a little bit about this track?
That track was actually one of the ones that we came up with on the bus during the Ozzy tour, the last half of the Ozzy tour, and it was basically just some riffs, some verse, chorus ideas, and Maria had a little jingle that she had laid over the top of it, and we went into the studio with Kevin Turco on our first trial basis with him, and the song just blossomed and came to life with him and us working together. And it's a song about missing the ones you love when you're out on tour. Maria, I think, wrote it about her boyfriend. But it's, for anyone, it's the same kind of theme. It's like, that person's always gone and you're always missing them. Be it you're on the road missing them or you're at home waiting for them to come home to you. That's pretty much what it's about.
A love song. So I don't have that many just love songs, but this is kind of that vibe. It's about, I'm touring all the time, and it's about when you're gone all the time, no matter what it is, if you're in the military or whatever it is you do, and you have to be away from the people you love, and it's hard. And so that song's about saying it doesn't matter how far two people are from each other, that they stay one, they have to get through it all.
You stayed pretty busy promoting your last album, Beautiful Tragedy, and during that time you appeared on many touring packages. Can you tell us a little bit about each of these tours and any memories you've taken from these?
This is right up my alley. I love talking about these tours because it's like one of the greatest things that's ever happened to me in my life. We pretty much started out the year right on tour with Kitty. This was in 2007, and that was like an amazing first tour for us. It was a full package with 36 Crazy Fists, Walls of Jericho, We made fast friends with all the people on the tour. We were playing in front of great crowds, even though we opened the show every night, and we were touring around in a van and trailer. We just were so excited to be on the tour, and I remember actually wanted to pinch myself a few times, like I really got here to where I'm actually out on a real tour. We basically went right off that tour, which was a pretty extensive tour, straight into the Lacuna Coil, Within Temptation, Hottest Chicks in Metal tour, which was another step up from the Kitty tour, just a little bit bigger places, different crowds, but it was another equally great tour. And Lacuna Coil and Within Temptation are now friends of ours, and they're such great people. We're starting to realize that we're making fans with all the bands that we're with, and we're making new fans, and the shows were just getting a little bit better. After that tour, we went over to Europe, which turned out to be mind-blowing because we played like some of the biggest festivals in Europe. None of us really knew what we were getting into. We knew we were going over there, and we knew we were playing these festivals, but we just didn't have any comprehension of what it meant until we got there. And the first day it was Rock im Park, which is, we were probably in front of 10,000 people, and they were just going crazy. It was in Germany, and we'd never even been to Europe, so we were just blown away by that. And then every other one we did, we were over there with Devil Driver, doing all the off dates with them, and then all the festivals with them also. And just every festival was thousands of rabid music fans just loving it. We got great responses, and that pretty much prepared us for playing in front of 5,000 to 10,000 people one night, which we'd never done up to that point. The biggest show we'd ever done was maybe 1,000 people, which we thought was, unreal. And it is unreal, but compared to 10,000, 15,000 people in Europe, it was a lot less impacting. When we got home from Europe, we had a week off, 1 week, and we went on to the Ozfest, which we were super excited about. I remember we got the call when we were on the Kitty tour that we were going to be on the Ozfest, and we were just screaming and cheering in the car because it's like been a dream for me and for us to do something like that, one of the premier rock tours, in the country, and so basically we got off the European tour back home in the U.S. We have a week off to prepare. We were moving up in transportation. We moved to an RV. We borrowed our friend's RV, which was really cool of them, but it was kind of a junker, but we were just stoked to be in something bigger. And went to the Ozfest. The first shows were, again, just mind-blowing. The crowds were just there for Ozfest, and they gave every band love, and we did really well on that tour, made tons of fans. Our CD actually stepped up to the next tier as far as sales, and it was just a tremendous success, the whole Ozfest. We made friends with everybody and met so many new, neat people. And the next step for us was another week off after Ozfest ended, and then straight on to Megadeth. And we were actually main support for Megadeth, which is another mind-blowing situation for me because I've been, a Megadeth fan my whole life, and just knowing that we're going to be playing with Megadeth every night, and Dave Mustaine, and I was nervous and everything, and Dave ended up being the coolest dude. I remember the first show, like, we'd heard from some other people, like, don't try to go out to Dave and say anything to Dave, try to just avoid, talking to him too much. We were like, what's that mean? Is he going to be mean? And I ended up coming face to face with him in a hallway with No Escape, and of course I said, thanks for having us on the tour, Dave. We really appreciate it. This is so cool. And he was the warmest, kindest guy. And throughout the entire tour, he took us under his wing and counseled us with advice, helped Maria with dealing with the crowds, gave us band advice, just completely took us under his wing. And it was like, mind-blowing for me, like I said, because I've been listening to him since I was a kid. And, Megadeth, Dave Mustaine, super successful tour. It also taught us, how to deal with crowds that may not be open to us at first. We got a lot of, initial hostility, like, because they were just wanting to see Megadeth every night. But every night, and this is no joke, we won the crowd over. We were able to penetrate the negativity and turn them around to be in this moment receptive, and every show was a success on that tour. And then after that, the next step, which I remember getting the call for this during Ozfest, and we were just like calling our mom and dad, and just, almost to the point of tears, that we were going to be opening for Rob Zombie and Ozzy Osbourne in arenas throughout the U.S. and Canada. And it was a 3-month tour, which is massive. And we took the next step up in transportation on this tour, and were able to get into a tour bus, which was kind of necessary considering we'd been on tour for over a year in a van and trailer in